Beatrice Jedi Agba, where she said the planned protest is illegal and anti-government, and we're talking about it, and a couple of conversations or contributions. I'm yet to read all the messages on Facebook and on WhatsApp. Maybe I should just quickly do one or two. Let's see. This one says, FG description of tomorrow's protests as illegal and anti-government is no news. Every strike or protest is never government-friendly exercise. It is always against the bad policy we've been experiencing in almost every administration. The strike must hold tomorrow. Print with that one. All right. This one says, even if we give this administration donkey years, they will never perform. This is total recycling of backwaters. Labour should, as a matter of urgency, embark on strike without compromise and stop this display of brown envelope applaud. Thank you, Jonah Amefule Emeritus from Omuma. And you say, greetings, Nigeria Info. And one more before I go. Woyiko Denaka, the Nigerian Labour Congress should shield. I think you meant should shun the planned protest because nothing good will come out of it. They should not heat up the system because they didn't go on protest when the increase in price of fuel started. Remember, they wanted to. All right. Welex says everybody knows that resuscitating a refinery is the permanent solution to this problem. However, the solution goes beyond making the refineries work. Government has its own challenges. The pipelines that will supply crude oil to these refineries have been severely severed. Pumping crude oil into these channels will see illegal bunkering and oil thieves steal the crude on transit, thereby rendering the refineries unworkable. Will they use tankers to transport crude to the refineries? Alex is asking. And Canada, top of the evening, a few hours from now, breaking news go flash, say NLC and TUC don't suspend the protests. Thank God ability to take bill. All right, let's go to our conversation right now. All right, now to our conversation for the hour. The meat of the conversation is about, like I said earlier, something that happened in plenary or yesterday when the legislators were talking about meeting with NLC and the federal government to see how they can stop the planned strike. And the Senate president made a certain statement that is causing uproar, on social media and even in the media space. Everybody's talking about it. So I'm going to quickly go to the daily where it's reported. Just give me a minute there. My network is somewhat slow. So yeah, there is where it is reported that Akpabio, Godswill Akpabio, did say that the money earned by legislators is not enough to solve all of the constituency problems in Nigeria. And it got me thinking, really, it did, because we know that there are three arms of government, and for those of us who entered the classroom during our secondary school when they were teaching government, we know that the three arms, they've got their individual responsibilities. And for the legislative arm, whether at the state, local, or even at the federal level, it is to make laws, to checkmate the executive, to address some of the problems that bedevil their constituencies, to also ensure that the budget is passed and all the other things, right? But it does not say that the legislative arm of government should execute projects. That's my own thought pattern, by the way, because if they begin to execute projects, then that means they are now behaving like the executives. And after Shehu Sani, who was once a senator, revealed how much senators earn, we yet to verify that, but he did say somewhere around the region of 14 million, put their salaries and allowances together, somewhere around the region of 14 million. You and I will agree that there have been a constant argument as to the expensive nature of the National Assembly. Okay, so in as much as they may not be able to go ahead and do all of the constituency projects, that's the work for the executive arm of government at the federal, state and local government level, they also are representatives of the people. They are supposed to checkmate the executive and say, oh, in XYZ constituency, the people are suffering from the current economic reality. Remember, the reason why Akpabio brought up this conversation about them not earning enough, it was because they were talking about, or they were moving the notion on how to, ensure that labor does not go on strike tomorrow. And so I'm saying they are representatives of you and I. Have they been able to really paint the picture of what really is happening? Because the president may be saying, okay, yes, you're going through hardships, you're going through sufferings, that's the sacrifice you have to make, but he may not necessarily know how deep your sacrifice is, how strong or severe the hardship you're going through is. Remember, it's in Abuja and we are over 200 million people. Some say we're almost 220 million right now in the country. So when you think about it from that angle, your representatives, the people representing your constituency, be it at the Senate, be it at the House of Reps, are the people who are supposed to paint the true picture of what really is happening. But they keep talking about money and how they're not earning enough and how the money is not enough. If they are serving, should we be talking about money? If indeed they are serving Nigerians, I'm just saying, should the focus be about money? Someone who is serving should not focus on how much he's going to gain, but how much the people he's serving have found satisfaction. That's what I'm not saying they should not eat though. That would be wicked of me to say so. But I'm saying, I'm wondering why they always focus on how much they earn, when in this situation what they should even be doing is seeing how they can cut allowances so that you and I, or like they were saying the other day, the poor can breed. So how well are you being represented at both the national and state assemblies? That's the question I want to ask you today. How well are you being represented at both the national and state assemblies? How well? Do you think the people who very recently, as recent as January, were in your constituency, in your community, asking you to vote for them and they'll give you heaven on earth, do you think those people are representing you well now that you're going through one of the hardest moments in your life? That's if you're going through one of the hardest moments in your life. So you can find this story on the Vanguard newspaper. It has the caption, Ministerial Screening, Lawmakers' Salaries Not Enough, Akpabio. Now, what that caption was trying to say is that the salaries are not enough to take care of the demands from their constituents. And I'm saying, it's not your job, it's the job of the executive. How far have they been able to checkmate? How well have they represented you? That's what I'm asking. That's what I want you to tell me. The numbers are the same, but I'm looking for. Now, Akpabio conceded that though hardships associated with the removal of subsidy on petroleum products were enormous, there was need for the people to be more patient with the government while steps were being taken to ameliorate sufferings of the people. That's what Akpabio said. Say they can't do anything about it because they don't earn enough. So what do you make of that statement, really? I'd like to hear from you. 017923 0002 0817923003. We're live on Facebook, Nigerian for PH. We're live. Go drop your comments there, the comment section. We're active on Twitter, Nigeria, not called X, I keep forgetting that, but not called X, Nigerian to PH as well. And we're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. All right, let the conversations begin with me getting to hear your thoughts. What do you have to say about this? Remember, you could also send your messages on WhatsApp 0809 030 6416. What do you make of Akpabio's statement? And basically, my question, the question in my head, the question I can't seem to shake off is, how well are these people even representing us? We've got 23 local governments in Rivers State. We've got 180 something local governments in the South, yeah, or should I say Niger Delta? No, the South would be better. We've got 774 local governments in the country. How well are these representatives representing the people here in Nigeria? This one says, lawmakers' salaries are not enough. Akpabio, they should resign. These extravagantly living politicians are greedy people. If the multi-millions that take home to demonstrate on it, act wrong. And that's enough. It's not enough to meet the demands of the people. That's what they're saying. They're not saying that it's not enough for them, even though recently they asked for an increase. But that's not what they. This one says, top of the evening. Our representatives at the both chambers are representing themselves, not the masses. No consultation to the constituency they are representing. They just wake up from their sleep and conclude without consulting the people. Does that show that they are representing us? Thank God Ability Atuibu is asking. Alright, remember there is a call screener, so when you do call, listen to the call screener as it guides you through what you are supposed to do. But for now, I've got a call. All right, I've got Jen from Elimi. Jen, welcome. Hello. Yes, hi. Yeah, good evening. What's on your mind? Let's hear you.
Jen.
All right, welcome.
Thank you, my dear.
So I'm listening. Go ahead and tell me what's on your mind, please.
Okay. My dear, the lawmakers, the extravagant life they live, that is what actually calls for increment, or maybe they are not well paid. Like in my own constituency, in Baliko, I have a lawmaker there, from who is the president of Jaribi. He just swear in. He took another seat, he took a second wife. That's a part of the personal life.
He took a second
life. He is buying the property from the other day. Even if the property buy now, that is what they are doing. So how can they spend more than what is the same? They are not executing projects, they are not doing anything, but they are keep demanding more money for themselves. Why? I don't even blame them, because even the executive themselves, they keep buying property, they keep acquiring wealth. You don't even know how much is their risk, like how much are they getting at the end of the day. But you see, once they get into power, they become excess rich. So I feel it should cost the cost of governance, that's number one. Then in our constituency, we should hold our lawmakers accountable. What are the bills they passed? What are the projects? What are the issues? What about the project? What are the issues they move on how to affect the common man?
All right.
We are really suffering. We are really tired of this, and I think this is the time that Nigeria should rise up and fight their not only lawmakers but the executive. Make sure that things are done well. If not, my dear, Sudan will be a safe haven. If we don't fight it now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I've not yet confirmed it, but I can see reports now that NLC may reconsider strike. When the details pour in, I'll give you the information. Just stay tuned. Hector from Ogbogoro, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome. Let's do.
You said that was wrong. I missed it. So I said, let me just cut it myself. You said that the salaries, our legislators, money they take home every month, the millions are about 15 million every month.
No, it's not for them. It's not for them. Like I said,
it's not for them. It's for you.
No. Listen now. They're not saying it's not enough for them in that statement. They say they can't meet the demands of their constituents. Yes, that's what you're saying.
What demand? executing any project. Even the constituency projects, the money that they use for constituency project is not from
all right, I do not just the corporations.
Also giving awesome prizes. It's such an
But let's see some comments. We've got some comments. I'm going to read some comments, starting with Facebook. Let's see now. We've got comments there. And where Medino says, the moment Nigerians understand that their representatives are there to make money and not to represent them, the better for us. Only their dogs feeding daily is more than 8,000 naira monthly. Palliative for Nigerians. I'm not expecting better than what Akpabio said. Tangibility Atrigo says, if their salaries are not enough, they should recall themselves. Let's replace them with those that will be enough. But I hope we are getting the conversation right. Now, yes, in the time past, we've said, I think I was also one of the people who brought you that report where the lawmakers were saying they want an increment in the salary or in their salaries given the current economic realities. But that's not what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about right now is that they're saying that they are not able to meet the demands of their constituents because their salaries are not enough for such demands. And I'm thinking, see, your salaries are not even meant. Yes, they might be much, according to some people, not according to me. I really have not even thought about it, really. I've not given my mind to think about that. But some people argue that the salaries might be much. They say it's not enough. That's not the bone of contention here. The bone of contention is that they are supposed to be checkmating the executive so that the people can get the dividends of democracy. Because democracy is by the people, for the people, and of the people. And if I should go a little bit further, like I always like to, it's beneath the people, on top of the people. Democracy is generally the people. That's what I'm trying to say. And if that be the case, they are a direct representative of the people at the federal level. And so should they not be painting the right, the appropriate, the apt picture of what really is going on in the various constituencies to the federal government? That's the question I'm asking. Should it be about money and how much they earn, or should it be about how much they serve? All right, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. I'll take your call immediately after the headline news. Stay tuned, don't go nowhere. I just quickly give you the headlines in preparation for the major news at 6. It's the bottom of the hour, and you're listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
A lot of calls coming in, so we'll take calls 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. But back on WhatsApp, Kenny Briggs Anti says the hardship in this country is as old as 1999 Constitution. Please let President breathe so we can actually breathe. Ogo Ojun Justice says we don't even need full-time National Assembly. Part-time legislators is what we need, considering the cost of governance. And by the way, like I told you, you had the headline news, right? You had the headline news, so I don't have to say much. But organized labor is reconsidering their planned protest as police warns against violence or violent protests. We're not discussing it. I'm just informing you. I'm just informing you of our reality. Some of you predicted it, and I'm saying you're right. Okay, so back to the phone lines. Let's see who we've got. Temple from Rumumasi. Temple, greetings. Welcome on the show.
Good evening, the very distinguished Canada. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Welcome.
Yes, happy glorious new month.
Same to you.
Yes, like as you in a first comment, I know that nothing will come out of what Labour is, pushing forward.
All right,
let's go. Initial
let's go.
Down to what Akpabio just said. I think I concur with Akpabio. The demand from their people, they need to meet it is very much important. As someone representing your people, you have the interest of your people at heart. You talk about the wedding invitation, you talk about the birthday invitation, you talk about the funeral invitation. That is burial. So they need to get more funds to attend to
those are not demands. When we say demands, for instance, for instance, let me give it to you. Flooding is a demand. For instance, insecurity.
Is this year the first time we are having flood in this country? What have they done so far? Okay, since the prediction of fraud, what have been the arrangement done so far to cushion the effect the people are going to pass through? What have been the kind of remediation, will put it palliative, they have put in place to make sure, okay, when this comes, we are prepared for you.
That's the conversation. That's the conversation we're trying to have. So all of these things have not been done all this while, and the question is, how would they?
As far as I'm concerned, if you like, give them 1 billion as a salary. It will end in their pocket.
Okay.
They are just there for their selfish interest. The people are not demanding anything from them.
All right then. All right.
They just want to continue to fund their flamboyant plan.
Okay. Thank you, Temple. The people are not demanding. He said. Daniel from Imogate. Daniel, welcome. Quickly, please.
Good evening. Canada.
Yeah, good evening, Daniel from Imo.
Yes.
Welcome.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
My senator is Enyine Abaribe.
Okay.
My House of Representative member is Nkwanta. Chris Nkwanta.
What about your
If
state?
I have access to them now,
Daniel, what about your state assembly representative?
well, I can't really make out his name now.
Okay, all right, go
But
ahead.
what I'm saying, that's federal.
Yeah.
You see, what I'm trying to say is that I can't go to them now and start demanding, come and build road for me or whatever. All I need from them is for them to make the laws that will better the lot of ordinary man.
Okay.
This is the reason why if I blame the head of state or the president, 30%, the rest 70% go to our lawmakers because
Okay.
they make the law and go to this country. I wonder our citizens that will now go and start demanding for one thing or the other, maybe so that they will throw little gas 2,000, 3,000 so that we'll be worshiping them. This is not what the ordinary citizen of this nation who knows his onions ought to do. So they should get this thing that they are making demands ready to give them grants. No policies that will better the lot of ordinary Nigerians.
All right. Thank you very much, Daniel. I've got Osaro from GRA. Osaro, welcome on the show.
Yes, good evening, Canada.
Yeah, good evening, Osaro. Welcome.
Yeah, that the forcing of a lawmaker is not sufficient. Well, that
For the demands of the people.
true. Yes. That may be true, but I think it's a misplacement of priority.
Okay.
Because when these lawmakers come out, you see a multitude of youth around them, mainly unemployed. If those youths are employed and they have jobs doing, nobody will be following those people.
All right.
For instance, those that are working, you won't see them behind these people. So that goes a long way just to tell you how unemployment has, crippled in. And what they do, they give them stipends. They buy drink for them and just give them things. And that's what they use the money for.
All right.
Rather than creating jobs, coming up with ideas that will be sustained to generate funds, to make people independent. They like crowd. They keep this money just for entertaining the crowd. So until our lawmakers wake up and come up with a reasonable towards the challenges we face, we'll continue like this.
All right. Then.
And youths will be following them all around,
All right.
only because they are jobless. That's my
All right. Thank you very much. I've got Martins from Agri Road. Martins, welcome on the show. Let's get your thoughts, please.
Yeah, my brother Canada, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear this coming from Akpabio. So when he was governor, we never knew much than president. But when he began to pay the minister, he was power corrupt.
Martins, slow down. What do you mean power corrupt? Because we should be careful allegations to make. What do you mean by power?
I'm obviously when he was minister.
I don't know.
Anything come out and help me. What the people of the they bless me in a good life. And the farmer is unemployed. I'm not going to go and take money. So it should come. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying I just not saying anything good as the president of this nation. There is nothing possible you bring to the Nigerian masses.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now a lot of people have raised the argument that they don't necessarily demand anything from these lawmakers because, and I do agree. I mean, where do they need them to make those demands from, right? So truth is, are they representing well professionally? They're supposed to be, because if they were representing the people, then maybe they'll be at the federal level or the state level and the local government level, because we've all got the local government councillors, the legislators. So these are some of the things that I'm thinking about, and I'm wondering how you would approach these questions and mine. But I've got Edward Binks. Welcome on the show. What's on your mind?
Good evening, Canada.
Yes, same to you. Welcome.
Yes, praise our constituency senator because they cannot even give a quotation of what they have done before, and they cannot meet up with the little one the federal government has been giving them as a constituency and territorial project or whatever fund they give to them. They're asking of another one now. It looks as if they are making us to understand that there is something they normally get. The people are not looking at anything from them. We make laws that will affect people. For instance, we have clean up in the Goni. Have you made laws that will affect the speedy clean up of that area? Which you can't be done. They are not making a tax. Further, you have a constituency. You can even testify about territorial.
Don't drag me into this, please. I'm the one asking the questions. Edward, don't drag me into this, please. Go ahead.
Okay, so what we are saying is that they should try and improve on the little ones they have been given to them, and make laws, rapid laws based on situations, based on environment, what is happening to us. Okay, now the fight height. We are talking of a failed state. Nigeria is representing a failed state.
No, Nigeria is not Nigeria is not a failed state if you and I are still working freely. I mean,
let me define what a failed state is.
I know what a failed state is, Edward, and I'm telling you categorically that Nigeria is not a failed state.
When you cannot control the price of things, fluctuation.
In certain places, they can't control the prices of things, but they are not a failed state. I'm just saying.
No, but we are in this country now.
Is America a failed state?
America is a failed state because we are making a rapid development.
But they also have some of the they have some of the issues that we have as well. So I'm wondering why.
The issue is not up to this thing. No, we cannot equate ourselves with America because
Edward, let's not go back and forth. All right, thank you very much, Edward. That's not the argument. Another day would argue that. I've got Henry from Rumigbo. Henry, welcome.
Yeah, Claudia, good evening, my brother.
Yeah, good evening, welcome.
To congratulate my brother and friend, JAJ, on his new appointment as the AC on electronic media to the governor of Rivers State.
How does that concern us, Henry? How does that concern you and I and this conversation we're having?
Yes, I want to. Now, let me come back to your questions and the views and the contribution. I think our House of Rep members, the National Assembly, are not, some of them are not carrying the people from their constituency along.
Okay.
Now, reason being that once they have been elected, they feel that it is their birthright, in the sense that they forgot that they are there to represent the people. And what are the things they are supposed to do is to bring back the dividend of the votes and the hope which the people who voted for them is expecting from them. You see, sometimes I ask a question. The consistency project, which I know is something the federal government used to rule out for all the legislative members, what and where are they channeling those money to? Like I know very well in my own constituency, the man who has represented us there has somehow, put up some projects, on ground, and you can see.
Henry,
to Pobo today.
Okay, what projects have he put? What projects have he put on ground?
Canada, you can with me that to Pobo, before we don't drive to Pobo. Today we are driving. He is not the initiator of the project, but today, when you come to my own area, my area, you will see pole. Electric pole, and is giving hope to the people from that.
So wait now, Henry. Let's understand you well, so it doesn't sound like propaganda. Now you're saying that your representative helped in fixing the road to Opobo. Is that what you're saying?
No. I didn't say he helped in fixing the road. What I said, through the road, you can see the electric pole, which is putting now to give the hope. And the people that in due time you will see light.
So he's the one we are
surrounded by river.
Henry.
So I think I'm with you.
Are you saying he's the one in charge of electrification of both?
What?
in charge of electrification in both Andoni and Opobo. Is that what you're saying?
I think to me, I think he's trying his best to see that the way he can reach out to the people from that constituency within the period. I think other legislators too also will do the same thing. Bring back to the people who voted for them so that Nigerians will have hope. The people voting them will also have hope. I think from there, Nigeria will be better.
All right then. All right. Thank you very much, Henry. And Henry says his representative is doing the best he can to bring electrification to Andoni and Opobo people. All right, interesting one there. Let's see. This one says, Canada, what this country needs is constant power supply and repairs. Okay, we're not talking about that anymore. Moving on. Akpabio and some of these our representatives don't even know their line of duties. It is a clear indication of their failure. Sir P from Port Harcourt. This one says maybe it's enough to share to their loyal boys that follows them whenever they visit home. A lot of them only visit their constituency during burial and Christmas seasons. I see that you're trying to play the devil's advocate from Act. Actually, I'm not doing any of that. Let's see. This one says, good evening, Mr. Canada. These politicians just want more money just because the government pause has increased with the money made from removing subsidy. Who are they representing? Poor roads, hospitals, schools, manufacturing, no refineries, exchange rate. Shame to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Monday from Ililiwa. Okay. This one says we aren't getting it right in the governance of Nigeria. The lawmakers are representing themselves and their families. None of them visit home or their constituencies. The political culture in Nice is so exclusive and extractive, such that the lawmakers get from the government even the fund tagged to be for constituency projects are used for their personal usage. Who do they report to? Is there any law in place against them for non-performance? Akpabio made a bogus statement, very logical. Koroma Godwin Chooks from Erema community. And you know, like one of the texter did say, maybe they are, you know, it's a backyard way of saying, you know what, give us money for constituency projects so we can, you know, help meet the demands of our people. Could that be what it is? I'm just saying, I'm just asking. That's another way to look at it, right? Because they say, oh, the salaries or the monies that we earn is not enough to meet the demands of the people. So are they in any way, maybe indirectly, asking the government, the executive government or executive arm of government, to, you know, give them extra money, constituency money, so that they can do constituency projects? I'm just asking. But then one would also think that the monies earmarked for SUVs could help solve some of the problems, and I'm just saying it could help. You never would know. Could help. So keep your calls coming in. 017-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Remember, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can drop your comments there, Nigeria Info PH, and we're also active on Twitter, Nigeria Info PH. The question I'm asking is, have your representatives represented you well thus far? Yeah, some can say it's just been about 2 months plus. Yeah, 2 months plus, going to 3 months. So maybe they've not had enough time, really. The question is, how well have they represented you? Can you tell? Someone called in and said his representative is trying, is doing his best to bring electricity to that locality. But do you know who your representative is in the first place? Who is representing your constituency? And how well has that person performed? That's one question that I would like you to answer, really. I'd like you to answer that, really. So keep your calls coming in. 017-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Concerning our previous don't worry, I'll leave that for the open season. I know it's going to be really, really hot when people get to react to it, because a lot of people predicted it. But for now, I'm looking at the statement. I'm looking at the statement credited to Akpabio. And I want to get your thoughts on that, really. I would love to get your thoughts, your 2 cents on that. And You can find the story on the Vanguard, and the report says Senate President Akpabio said salaries of members of the National Assembly were not enough to take care of the demands from their constituents. What does he even mean by that? And then you went ahead, or the report went ahead to say that Akpabio stated this on Monday while contributing to the debate on a motion sponsored by Abdurrahman Kawu Suleiman, member of the New Nigeria People's Party representing Kano South, on the need to avert the impending strike planned by the Nigeria Labour Congress. He said the volume of requests from various constituents represented by the National Assembly lawmakers' earnings were too inadequate to cater for this request. What are they demanding? What are you demanding from your lawmakers? That's another question I want to ask you. Obina is calling from Waterlines. Obina, welcome on the show.
Thank you, Senator.
You're welcome. Let's get your thoughts, please.
Yeah, the past presidency in my constituency, I think she tried.
Okay.
She tried.
Okay. When you say she tried, what did she do?
Trying to construct food and other things, trying to help the women, the community. I think about 2 people she tried to help people a job.
Okay. So what about the current one?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I said, what about the current lawmakers? What about the current lawmaker, rather? How is...
The current just inside, we will ascertain now. They don't get to give him a little time because of that.
So you're not making any demands, because Akpabio said your demands are too numerous.
Yeah, we're making demands. But we don't want to say anything for now because it's just 3 months. I know, but they're not stable yet because of...
Okay, so what kind of demands? What kind of demands are you making? You say you're making demands.
Now, in my own area, my own village where I come from, the demands are making like the roads are not yet completed. We need them to be completed. But the electricity in that area is very bad. We only still like to want to do more.
Obina, do you for a second know that that's not the work of the legislator? The legislator's work is not to.
Hello?
Can you hear me? I said, do you know for a second that is not the work of the legislator? The legislator's work is not to construct roads and provide electricity.
Like I said, the past did her best, and we are asking for this present one to construct more roads for us.
Okay, all right then. All right, thank you very much, Obina. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, so I giggled because text from Oyibo just sent me a very funny message. He said, well, I actually wrote an ordinary email to my ex-federal lawmaker 2019 to 2023 House of Reps, Honorable Chisom Promise DK, the one who rejected the car gift from the government of Wike. He replied and built a set of classroom block in my school. All right, okay. So I guess these lawmakers sometimes take on executive functions, but it shouldn't be so. I don't know if you agree, or do you think the lawmakers should continue to continue the what do you call it now, political constituency projects? I'd like to know when we are back during the open season. For now, there is a commercial break coming up, and after that the major news at 6, so you want to stay tuned. When we come back, we'll also talk about a possible reconsideration by organized labor concerning the planned protest tomorrow. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that as well. Stay tuned.